Are we live? I think we are live. I think we are live. I think we are live. Yes, yes. Are we live? Can we get some indications in the chat, please, that we are live? Yes, yes. We are live. How is everyone doing? How is everyone doing? We got Steve. We got the big Steve. Yes, yes, Steve. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Are you?
Yeah. All good, all good. The City Extra, Big Steve link up. People have been asking for it for too long. But we've got to make these people wait, innit? You can't just give them what they want straight away. You need to build it up. It's a suspense.
Takes time. Yeah, man. It takes time.
Good. What have you been up to?
Been busy, mate. Been busy. I've done a little bit for City on the Peterborough game in the studio, which I enjoyed. Obviously, the Big Six show last night was... Anyone that's not watched last night's Big Six show, you need to watch it. It was just mad. So, yeah, other than that, mate, I've just been doing a few bits on my channel with Uwe Rosler, and Saeed, and, yeah, just enjoying life, mate, after that 4-1 on Sunday. You know what I mean? We're living well in the blue side of Manchester at the minute, aren't we?
Yeah, it's going decent. I was actually speaking to one of my mates today about the derby and comparing Sunday's match to the one early in the season where we won 2-0, because it's a bit of a weird one, really, because the 2-0 was a false scoreline. That was a false scoreline. We absolutely smashed them. And in fact, I spoke to Flex in the preview, and he said that was embarrassing, that how they got away with a 2-0 there. He said that was a worse performance for United and a more dominating performance than the Liverpool 5-0. But we only won 2-0. And then this weekend, they tried for 20 minutes, but then after that, really didn't have any hope. And get the 4-1 victory, man. I mean, the gap between these two clubs at the moment, is it the furthest it's ever been, given like with City on top, you know what I mean? Because for me, I don't remember a gap like this. I really don't.
Mate, it's fucking brilliant, isn't it? Love it. Absolutely loving it, mate. You know what I mean? They ruined my childhood, but we're ruining grown-up lives now, mate. We're causing family rifts. You know what I mean? We're doing it the opposite way. They're just... Listen, I think they were rested on the laurels too long. They thought we're the famous Man United. We're the biggest thing in the world. We will be. And while they were too busy looking, over us, we just came from underneath them and just, like I say, we're just taking over now. Do you know what I mean? We're new to the party, but we just took over the party. And that is embarrassing. It's the manner, though. When City were poor, we always used to go to Old Trafford or we used to play at Main Road. We knew we wasn't good as them, but we always put a shift in. That was embarrassing. Man United supporters. Have you seen that Andy Tate? Have you seen Andy Tate? Go look at Andy Tate.
Yeah.
Crying. This is the guy that was going, Little City, you'll always be Little City. The guy's crying, mate. Crying. You're a grown man. Can't wait to see him in Asda, mate. I'm going to give him pure shit.
Yeah, no, I mean, the thing is, though, I know obviously they've been mismanaged and stuff in terms of like the board and that, but it goes a little bit deeper, because at the end of the day, they're now obviously going through this period of like bit of a wobble and that, or it's probably more than a wobble, and because they've not dealt with it for so long, they're making all the wrong choices. Whereas City, it's kind of weird. You'd kind of expect us to be making some bad decisions, you know what I mean, in terms of maybe managerial appointments, in terms of signings, in terms of whatever, because we, on the flip side, we've not been at the top for so long until we got the shake. So, but we're managed so well, and I always go back to, I don't know like the moment for you, Steve, where you believe like it proper clicks, but for me, do you remember when we sacked Mancini, which was obviously a sad time anyway, because he brought us the first bit of success, but City come out and said, we're going to go for this holistic approach. And for me, at the time, I remember being in the car, and I remember BBC Radio Manchester saying, they talked about this holistic report. What the hell is a holistic approach? And I did the same. I was like, I don't know. But I'm looking back to that moment now and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I get what you're saying. You wanted the whole club, from the academy all the way up, the signings, the managers, everyone to be working with each other, you know what I mean? And build the club around a specific style. And that's what we've done. And because we've done that, we're making the right decisions. We might not make the right decision every single time, of course not, but more often than not, we are making the right decisions. Whereas United, they're flipping from Berger to Moyes to Van Gaal to Mourinho to Ollie to Ragnick to who next. There's no style. There's nothing there. They're just a mess, complete mess right now. And City are mad.
No, it's all about structure as well. And like you said before, this approach from the academy all the way to the top, everybody knows the role. Everyone knows what they're doing. All the dots are joined together, connected. They all know what they're doing, from scouting networks to to New York, to all the clubs that we own, they're all working as one big unit. It's like a well-oiled machine from top to bottom. Them lot over the road, it's very disjointed. These players, as somebody said, Darren Fletcher's got a job at United and Ragnick didn't even know what he does. So these things over there that ain't right. They're run by businessmen. As a business model, Man United with a fan base, they're earning every little shilling out of you when you go to the match. They're earning it. They can get beat on that pitch and there's a queue outside that mega store longer than the Macca's Chippy outside Mary D's. That's how mad they are. So they get smoked on the pitch and go and spend 500 quid in the shop. Whereas I do get what you're saying with City. We're used to that where you always think something's going to go wrong. It's too good to be true. But you've got to give Sheikh Mansour, Khaldoon, Sorian, Tixi all the credit in the world because they've set up they've not only built a team, they've built a football club from top to bottom. They've built a football club. And this football club now is on solid foundations now. Solid foundations. And you can only see us going one way and that's up. And you're looking over the road at them. And from what they used to be when we were growing up as kids, what we used to look up to, they're looking up to us now. If there's a blueprint to build a football club, they need to look at us.
Yeah, I think clubs will be looking at us, but the problem is, it's not easy, Steve. You know what I mean? It's all right for us, obviously. We're smashing it at the moment. It's all right for me and you to say, oh, yeah, like, look at our football club and look how we do it. But it's taken time. It's taken a decade, to get here, really. I mean, we're seeing, for me, the pinnacle. Like, I'm going to say, for me, this is the best football I think has ever been in the Premier League. Like, obviously, you know what I mean? I'm 27. You're everyone who's watching this, different ages and that will have a different opinion. But the fact is, it's been a slog. And yes, we've had success on the way, but it's been inconsistent. Inconsistent with Mancini, inconsistent with Pellegrini. And it was rough at the start. Let's not remember that first year of Pep Guardiola was tough. We had some stinky results there. We had pundits coming out saying he needs to change his style, he needs to change that, he needs to change that. But fundamentally, what happened behind the scenes was, I can guarantee you now, and I think Khaldoon's actually said it, after Pep's a bad result in that first year. I think Leicester we got done in, Everton and that. I can guarantee you, Khaldoon would have sat with Pep and said, "We got your back, mate. We got your back. Yeah. So long as you keep on showing that this team is moving forward and progressing, and we can see the vision. Don't worry about these one-off stinky results, mate. Because ultimately we're going in the right direction. But it takes time. And the question that I've asked my mate Steve,
hit the nail on the head. Time takes time. You've hit the nail on the head with time because other clubs, they don't give the manager time. As soon as there's a mini wobble, the fan base is on the manager's neck. With us at City, we did do that. We knew what we was expecting with Pep. We knew we were privileged to get Pep. And what we did is, we're a patient bunch, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, in the next 5 or 6 years, the newer fans that have jumped on the Man City bandwagon, as you say, or they've jumped onto City now and they're getting into it, they might be less patient than us. And I know for a fact there's going to be times in the future where Manchester City won't be at the top table. We'll be floating around the thirds and the fourth while we rebuild again. That's when the Man City fans have got to show the true colours. That's when you've got to be patient. That's when you've got to take a step back. That's when you've got to trust the men who are running the football club. There's no better owners in the world, footballing-wise, than the men we've got. And we've just got to trust them. And like you say, at the minute, it's brilliant to watch.
Yeah, no, completely agree. All pissed up, coming in with a £5 super chat, guys. Any super chats come in, we'll whack them on the screen for you. Phil pressing the shit out of De Gea, even in the 89th minute. Spanish Ole going. Rags squirming in their seats. A dream come true, and some love there for you, Steve. I mean, this is the thing as well. I mean, we did do it in this game. All pissed up is right, but I think it was like last season or something. In the derby match, we was winning. And even with 5 minutes to go, our team was pressing United. You know, we literally, our players on that pitch fight for everything. They fight for the shirt, they fight for the badge. But again, where does that come from, Steve? Because they're all getting paid, and United have got the biggest wage budget in the league. So how come we've got a group of players there where every single one of them seems to be pulling in the right direction, every single one of them giving 100%? Yeah, United, every single day I go online to whatever, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, no matter what, or just go on a normal newspaper, there's always, this player's not happy at United, he's not happy with this guy. You know what I mean? Where does that come from?
It's a mentality issue as well. If you've got a manager like Pep Guardiola, he demands a certain level, and the level's that high. If these players don't do it, There's a player sat on that bench ready to take your place. There's a player in the youth team ready to take his chance. And that's what we're breeding at Man City. It's success and mentality. At Man United, they know they're the top dogs. That fan base is shameless. That fan base will defend Bruno and Pogba till the cow comes home when they're absolutely having shit games. We're not like that, Man City. Pep Guardiola's not like that. He demands success and he demands a certain level. Bernardo Silva ran 25 kilometres in 2 derbies. You know, in the last minute of this derby at 4-1, we're pressing the hell out of them. They brought on Rashford and Lingard, and they didn't want to be on the pitch. They didn't put a tackle in. They didn't go near anyone. And listen, the whole football club stinks. They've got Juan Mata on 160k a week sat there. When the last time he done anything? Matic, Phil Jones. Come on, it's a laughing stock. This is something that Man City would have done back in the day. We'd have been throwing big money at these kind of players, but that's the difference now. We've had a total overhaul. It's took a decade, and we've got rid of all the deadwood. And don't forget, we went through a period where we had to buy the mercenary players, the Adebayors, the people like that, who we had to get to a certain level. Newcastle's going to find this soon. You've got to step up a level. But now we're at that level now where we're just bringing the cream and the cream in every time. Up-and-coming youngsters, quality player. Up-and-coming youngsters, quality player. We're in a fantastic position and we're all privileged. We can't moan at anything. But them lot over the road is what it is. You reap what you sow, innit?
Yeah. And again, we speak about time, and whenever I speak to my United mates, and I'm sure you're having these conversations every day, mate, with your United mates, I'm saying to them, look, it's not going to be easy for you, but because you've ruined it since Fergie left, you're going to have to strip that club back. You've got to strip it back, mate, to its fundamental basis and its core. You know what I mean? Because if you think about it, they're in sort of the reverse situation to when we got bought. Because when we got bought, we had a semi-decent team, obviously. We had the Taxon era. We had some semi-decent players in there. We just built up, you know what I mean? United's team right now is trash, mate. And I seen... I can't remember whose article it was now. It was someone article anyway. I seen it today on Twitter. And they went through all the players. And Steve, they've got about 4 players that they'd keep. You know what I mean? And it's legit. It's not like clickbaity article. You know what I mean? I was reading it. I was like, completely agree. And you ended up with about 4 or 5 different players. And that's why it's going to take time. And they're not going to win. If they do it properly and they do strip it back, get rid of all the deadwood, get rid of all the mercenaries, you know what I mean? Get that wage bill down for a start. You know what I mean? That wage bill needs to reflect the team. And at the minute, the team's shit and the wage bill is sky high. And maybe in 4 or 5 years, you'll be back at the big time. But are United fans gonna accept that? Is the club going to accept that? And as you said, Steve, actually, are there investors? Because it's a business club, as you said, mate. Are there investors and all the shareholders? Are they going to accept that?
Well, their fan base is totally different to ours. There's a massive divide in the fan base. You've got these splinter groups breaking off, the top Reds, the 58 crew, threatening people like Saeed outside the ground because he's got a different opinion to them. The whole place is messed up, mate, messed up. And that's why we're a different breed over this blue side of Manchester. Whatever they say, we're different, man. We've been through the mill. We can take defeat. We can take the mud. They're having a meltdown because they're 4th, 5th, 6th in the Prem. Imagine if it was in Division 2, going home and away like we was. The meltdown would be unbelievable. That's what sets us apart. We're ready for the meltdown. If we have a little mini meltdown, a 5th, a 6th, a 7th, or 8th, so what? That's not a meltdown to us. That's decent because the meltdowns we've had have been bad. So they can't live with it. And the thing they don't understand as well, the thing they can't get their head around as well, our footballing journey is better than theirs. They can have the treble. They can talk about all that nonsense, that's their little history. But to go from where we have to where we are now, unbelievable. And they can't handle it. And listen, I don't give a shit about them because they don't give a shit about us. When we were absolute dog shit, they were slagging us off every week. They had banners on the Stretford end. They were singing songs about us in the Champions League final. So listen, it is what it is, lads. Football's about rivalry. And at the minute, you're in the shit and we're doing all right. So don't worry about them. To all the Blues, go in work, get your badges out, get your Manchester City flask out, put your Bobby hat on, and just take the piss and milk it because we're the pride of Manchester at the minute. Happy days.
There we go, guys. Take the piss and milk it. Guys, we've got 475 people in the stream. Hello to everyone. Please smash a thumbs up on the stream if you've not done so already. Subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. Go check out the One Football app as well, guys. They've sponsored today's stream. They're being long-time supporters of us, guys. We really appreciate your support. If you've not got it, completely free app to download. Links in the description and the pinned comment as well. Download it. Select City as your favourite team. Or if you're not a City fan, you're here for a different club, select whoever you support. You get all the team news straight to your phone, mate. It's absolutely sick. In-game stats, in-game commentary, transfer news, transfer rumours, mad, and it's free. So go check that out. But I got a couple of super chats here, Steve, to read out. Majid's coming in with the 20. My guys, the combo we've all been waiting for. Big up the boys. Yes, Majid's another long-time supporter of the channel. I appreciate that, mate. Donnelly's coming with a 449. We have high standards that our youths are already aware of, unlike United, whose academy don't know what they are meant to play at the big stage. And that's interesting. I watch a lot of academy football, Steve, and we sort of touched on it, but when I go watch academy football, yeah, the effort that them lads give is a madness. Because, to be honest, if I was 16-year-old, right, and I was on that cash that they're on, it'd be very easy, and I think I'd go down the wrong avenue, mate. You know what I mean? I'd end up drinking every night, you know what I mean, on the session, out in town, you know what I mean? I'd see people in Weatherspoons and all that. But these lads, they're focused. They're focused. And I've seen as well, I don't know if you've seen it, I mean, it's already a well-known fact, but it come up again on Twitter today. Half of United's ex-pros are all sending their kids to City's academy. Why are they doing that for?
It's a setup, innit? Look at the way it is, and it's if you are at Manchester City Academy now, you're a good player, innit? You're not getting anywhere near any of our academy teams if you're not a good player. And what they're doing is they're making them all play the same way, the way Pep Guardiola wants them to play. They're filtering out. Listen, my mate, one of my good pals, is a really good coach at kids level, and he runs so many successful teams. And he said to me, Manchester City are just gobbling up all the kids. They're gobbling them all up. They're putting them into the Manchester City's academy, and they're filtering them all out. The best ones it is. He said it's ruthless, but the levels of training, even for the coaches, is different level. And listen, when I was growing up in Manchester, Man United was like that. Manchester City's academy, we was at Platt Lane. We wasn't the best. We used to get the rejects. Anyone Man United spat out, we'd get them. And every now and then you'd mould the odd diamond. They nicked Ryan Giggs off us. Do you know what I mean? They did things like that. You know what I mean? We couldn't compete. But now, any kid worth his salt in Manchester is only going to one academy. Whether he supports Man United or not, he's only going to one academy, and that's ours. And that's a testament to the owners, the people who are behind it, Pep Guardiola. Manchester City at the minute is the place to be, and that's what it is. It's mentality. If you're a young kid in our academy and you get caught out on the piss, you won't play for us again. Manchester City is a club. They're training these kids, media training. They're training them about how they've got to behave, how they've got to act. They don't want any negativity on this football club. And it's not worth the career. So, you know what I mean? I think they do character tests as well. I read something about Gabriel Jesus, that they'd scouted him for so many years. They even had his school reports to see what kind of a kid he was.
Jesus. Right.
So this is how deep they're going in it. They're not getting any wrong uns. There's a reason why things don't come out of this football club in a negative way. And that's because we don't get them kind of players with that kind of mentality. We only go for the best.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. It's and I think that goes for the, you know, when you're saying that about the Jesus thing, and when they're buying players now, you know, it's a full circle. It's not only the players that they're looking at the clubs and they're like, you know what I mean, we don't want to get drawn into these lengthy negotiations, and I think that's one of the reasons why we go for a lot of what they call release clauses. Because we don't want our deals to be long and protracted. Now, of course, sometimes you got to go down that route. We had to go down it last time for Kane. We had the one Messi a few seasons ago. Sometimes, obviously, it's not always going to go that way. But one of the reasons I think they go for the release clauses, even though sometimes you might be paying a little bit more than the player's probably worth, is because they don't want this long, drawn-out saga. They just want everything done, and they want everything just nicely reported and that. You know what I mean? And sometimes with these transfer rumours, they go on for weeks, months, you know what I mean? So it's the whole thing, man. It's the whole thing. Got another super chat here from Morgan. LFC fan, but better journey. 2 stuck-up fans. Not sure what that's about, to be honest, mate. We've not even touched Liverpool, but don't worry, pal. We'll come to you later.
It's always about Liverpool, isn't it? They've always got to get the 2 pence worth in, because if you're not talking about them, they get offended by it. So I won't worry about it, mate. Aren't they playing tonight?
Yeah, they are. I think they kick off in 40 minutes, and you're on a City stream. Mad. No, you do what you want with your time, bro. But it's that's a weird one. Can't lie. Right, let's. In fact, before we move on to the title race, Steve, we've spoke about United and all them lot. What does City need to do, and what can City do to avoid a repeat of what United are doing? Because obviously, I know Pep's not going to stay there 20 years, yeah? That speaks for itself. But when he leaves, he'll have, in my opinion, just a bigger sort of impact on the club and the dressing room when he leaves, as Ferguson would. What can City learn from this meltdown right now at Old Trafford and put into place when Pep leaves to avoid a repeat of what's going on across the road?
I just think everything's in place for it to keep on rolling. I just think it's not one of these where you're bringing in a new manager with new ideas and new backroom staff, new nutritionists, new scouts and all that. I think they're going to bring in a manager who has to work within our structure. So it'll be a manager that will continue to play the way we play now. I think the whole club from top to bottom set up to play a certain style. I think the scouts, the nutritionists, the fitness is all in place. They're not handpicked by any manager. They're handpicked by Manchester City. So you've literally just got it's like a big corporate company, and the CEO leaves, then you just bring in a CEO. You know what I mean, or someone in to keep it running. And I think that's what they'll do. I think they've probably identified 2 or 3 targets and. Listen, the track record on managers can't be sniffed at. Mancini to Pellegrini to Pep Guardiola. We've been quite lucky, you know what I mean? But I just think the way the Man City machine's working, I think it's set up for managers to have all the tools they need to keep the progression going. Yeah, there might be a manager comes in, it might just not work for him, you know what I mean? But I don't think it'd be a massive upheaval like at United. I think they just literally say, look, it didn't work out, you move on, they bring the next one in. And I don't think it'll be a problem, to be honest.
Yeah, and for me, I've been thinking about this a lot, and I've flip-flopped between a lot of managers, you know what I mean? And but it goes back to that holistic approach that they mentioned in, what was it, 2013 or 14 when Mancini got sacked. Yeah. And it's, you look, if you're a betting person, guys, and you go on the apps, yeah, and you see United's next manager, there'll be so many different ones, right? And they could literally go from anyone. They could go from a Ten Hag who plays nice passing football to literally they could go and get not Mourinho, but a Mourinho-style manager, Simeone or someone like that. Now, at City, you're not going to get that. There's going to be about 3 or 4 managers that City can go for when Pep leaves. Why? Because we play football in a certain way. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. I can guarantee you now, City, right? Varane, Tiki, Khaldoon, Sheikh probably has an input on this as well. They probably already know who they're going to get after Pep, guys. You know what I mean? We'll do our videos on that, talking about who we want, comparing them all. Probably irrelevant, guys, to be honest, because City they've already done the homework. They don't just go, oh, Pep, you're leaving. All right, we best look for a new manager now. And it's the same with all the players. And I don't know if you've seen the Amazon documentary, Steve, but when there was a scene, I can't remember which episode, there was a scene where they was in Tiki's office or something, and they had the whiteboard on. And they had all transfer targets for every single position. For some positions that we don't even need. Why? Just in case one day Kevin De Bruyne walks in and goes, you know what, lads, I want to go. Just in case Edison walks in and goes, you know what, lads, I want to go. They're not shocked. They've already got the targets, you know what I mean? So, and that comes down to the running of a football club. Yeah. No, it is what it is. And listen, like I say, they'll know they've got the targets. They know what they're doing. It's a well-run club for a reason. But we're ready for it. Listen, Pep Guardiola's been the greatest ever manager we've ever had. So we know we're privileged. So if there's a dip, we're expecting a dip. If we have to rebuild for a couple of seasons, get back up to a level where we're competing, we'll take that. It can't always be rosy in the garden. But if there's any fan base in the world that gives patience to managers and that is, ready for that, it's us. Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. Another super chat here from Will Mackay. I appreciate all your support, guys. Thanks a lot for the super chats. It's coming with a 449. Do you guys think we'll get Haaland, mate? Come on, bro. Who do you think I am? I'm not a journalist. I don't know, man. I hope we do, because the guy's a baller, obviously, but I don't know. Listen, it's obviously between us and Madrid, isn't it? I'll tell you about that. Yeah. For me, what I know, that's done. Oh, what? It's done. Yeah. And you know what? I've known that for a long time, but somebody confirmed it to me, right? And I'm not going to name him because it was done in a nice way, but all I'm saying is I've been told that's done. So don't be surprised. Come back to this clip. Will, mate, what a super chat that was. Yeah, honestly, like obviously, Steve's saying it's done. I don't know. I don't have the contacts. I don't have any information on it. But you know, I've got to be confident, guys. I've got to be for me. The reason I'm confident, Steve, yeah, is for me there'd be more about Kane. You know what I mean? Like, I just think like if we weren't going to get him right, and if it wasn't done. There'd be more rumours about Kane for me. You know what I mean? They'd be like, oh, City are thinking about Kane. They're thinking about readying a bid. You know what I mean? But there's nothing about Kane. I'm hearing no news about Kane. It's all Haaland. You know what I mean? So that just seems a bit weird. What you're going to go for? You know we need a striker, yeah? Last year you went balls deep for Kane, failed. This year, then what you're going to do? You're just going to go, oh, we'll try and get Haaland, but if not, nah, chill. Now, obviously, that's not going to happen. So, I mean, I'm confident. I need to get your contacts, mate. Leak it to me.
I'll tell you the story after the show.
Oh yes. Right, let's go on to the title race, Steve.
Yeah.
Next 3 Premier League games, mate. I just think these next 3 games is where it's won and lost. I really do.
Yeah, this Palace game on a Monday night is hanging because when Liverpool crumbled and Suarez was crying on the pitch, that was Palace on a Monday night, I think, and that just reminds me of that.
Yeah, it was. We
know what we need to do, but the nerves are kicking in now. At Everton, the away end was nervous until we got the win. Going into the derby at weekend, the City fans in the South Stand, everyone was a bit nervous. It's a derby. And Palace on Monday night, we're going to be nervous. But listen, we're in a title race with Liverpool. Them nerves are going to be with them as well. They've got to win every single game. We've got to win every single game. We've been in this situation before, and we've got ourselves over the line. We've just got to be confident. We've just got to go to Palace, nothing stupid. We've just got to be patient, I think. We can't go thinking we're going to roll these teams 4 or 5. We get caught on a counter-attack and it's peak. We've just got to go to Palace, maybe set up a little bit different and say, you come on to us a little bit, feel them out 10, 20, 30 minutes, then just turn that screw. If we win 1-0, doesn't matter. Get the 3 points, go home. Yeah. Keep moving.
I mean, yeah, Palace Monday night, that is just... I mean, sometimes you look at these fixtures and you go, they've done that on purpose, man. You know what I mean? Burnley away, that's a 3 p.m. And then it's Liverpool. So that's why I say, mate, the next 3 fixtures, I think we win our next 3 fixtures. I think it's probably ours, man. Obviously, shit can happen in the games after that. But
we need to get to that Liverpool game with the 3-point gap and just have it. And I don't mind that. Get to that game, the 2 best teams. Have it. Just have it. And whoever wins it, wins it. If they win it, they're on us and it's tight. If we win it, puts a little bit of distance between us and we move. But I prefer that. At the end of the day, the team that lifts that trophy in May, whether it be us or them, is the best team in the league for the season. And you've got to take that off to them. But I'm confident in our team. I'm confident in the manager. I'm confident in the players. We always have little slips in these title runs. We've done it before. But the points are on the board. We just got to keep doing what we do.
Yeah. I mean, when Palace played us, I mean, you probably don't want to remember this, but it was disgusting. I mean, it was a very, very defensive performance, a good performance, I may add. You know, they did what they needed to do, and obviously we helped them with a few mistakes in that. But I can't see Palace playing that defensively at home Monday night. They're safe, mate. They're like 10th. You know what I mean? They got no worries about relegation. I think they'll be a little bit more open. I think, you know, Vieira will want to demonstrate some nice football because the football that they played at our place was horrible to watch. It was efficient. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to roast Palace, but, you know, I just feel like maybe, and it could work in our hands now, they're safe. Maybe Vieira will set their team up. They're at home. They're 10th. Let's try and take the game a little bit to City. But they are still a threat on the counter-attack. And I was thinking, yeah, you know what I really like when we play teams at counter-attack? I like to see Bernardo Silva drop deep. Because Rodri sometimes in them games, he doesn't know whether to go in. He doesn't know whether to drift right, drift left. He sometimes gets lost. The first goal against Spurs was kind of that. He didn't really know whether to press or not. Harry Kane dropped in. Laporte didn't know whether he was coming or going. Whereas if you put Bernardo Silva in the middle with Rodri, sort of helping him out a little bit, it really does sort of nullify them counter-attacks for me. And it just gives... And then basically, you just say to Kevin De Bruyne, look, mate, you don't need to worry about coming back that much. You know what I mean? Your only objective in this game is to create chances. And if you can score a goal, score a goal. You leave the rest to Bernardo, Rodri and the defending. You know what I mean? And the wingers who will obviously track back. You're almost playing Kev as like a second striker almost. But I do think in the game against Palace and Burnley to some extent, I think we should be looking at bringing Bernardo a little bit deeper in, just to sit next to Rodri, or Gundogan or whoever. I just think we shouldn't leave Rodri there on his own, because you can see it now. If we lose one of them games, it'll be a counter-attack goal.
Yeah, well, Zaha, players like that, Elise, the kid from Chelsea, what's he called? Can't think of his name. Connor, what's he called? The kid from Chelsea, whatever he's called. The kid he scored against for Palace. Gallagher. The kid in the middle.
Gallagher, Jordan's saying.
Yeah, Conor Gallagher. Great player. And they are good. Palace, they got a good result at Wolves. But at the end of the day, we just got to be patient, I think. As long as Kyle Walker doesn't get caught too far forward, keeps on Zaha, I don't think he gets through. I think same on the other side with Cancelo, as long as he's disciplined. And I think if we keep the ball, we can kill these teams, just pass them to death. And like you say, turn the screw when it's needed. Everton went physical on us at Goodison. I don't think they was ever in danger of really winning the game, Everton, but they rattled us a little bit. And then we slowly was patient, got our chance and scored. I think Burnley will be the same. Burnley will try and take us down to their level. They're playing very physical with Weghorst up front. Everything's getting launched long. We know what Burnley's about. But the Palace one's just one of them, because Palace, you know what I mean? 1 minute you watch them and they're absolutely terrible. The next minute they're getting some good results on the road. But I know what you're saying about Vieira. He's safe. He might set up a little bit different. We might find them gaps, but it's going to be a big game. I'll be absolutely over the moon, like you say, if we can get into that Liverpool game 3 points ahead.
Yeah, nah, it's a madness. I've been to Sellers Time a few times, man, and it's a difficult place to go. You know what I mean? Them fans are right on you. They make a lot of noise. It'll be Monday night under the lights. Vieira, you know what I mean? If he's wanting to progress as a manager, he's got to look at these games and try and make a statement. And he did obviously in the reverse fixture. But I think City just need to. You're right, mate. They just need to go there and grind it out. I'm not asking. I don't think any City fan's asking for us to go there and wallop them 5-0 or something like that. It's just about getting the results. If you're looking at games where you say, oh, you know what? We need to score a lot of goals. Look at Watford, mate. Look at Leeds. Don't be looking at Palace away on a Monday night or Burnley away. Like you're just getting the 3 points there, man. That's all you're doing in them games.
No, we're at the business end of the season. We're in the title run. Same when we won it when Company hit that 40-yarder against Leicester. We were in a run where we had to be patient. We had to grind wins out. It's in the same situation now. Our players are going to be a little bit nervous. They're going to feel that pressure. We know that. Our fans are feeling it as well. We just got to not get on the team's back. We just got to back them till the end. We know what happens with City when they fight to the end. Anything can happen. And I just think we've got the momentum. We've got the rhythm. We've been here before. Pep knows what he's doing. We've all just got to pull together now as a club and get us over the line and win that league.
Yeah, you know what as well? It's funny you say that, because who was it against? I can't remember when I said this. It might have been last night or the weekend or whatever, but I said, the fans have got a massive part to play in this. You know what I mean? We talk about Pep Guardiola, his tactics and that. We talk about the players, the board, everything being right, yeah. But the fans have got to stay calm in these situations, man. It's no good, right? If we having a bad little situation in a game, or one player doesn't have a great game, it's no good fans jumping on the kid's back. You know what I mean? No. Getting on their Instagrams and Twitter and that, because they'll end up seeing it. You know what I mean? So the fans now need to stick together. The fans in the ground, the fans online. I mean, people might say, oh, some fans online, they have no say. But I can guarantee you, mate, just because you live in America or India or wherever, if you comment on John Stones' Instagram and say, oh, you had a shit game today, mate, like it's all your fault or whatever, and he sees it, how do you think that's going to, that's going to affect these players? So everyone, the fans, the club, the players, the manager, everyone has a massive, massive part to play in this. Everyone's just got to stay calm, innit? That's basically it. Everyone's got to just chill the fuck out.
Yeah, they will, and it's hard sometimes to get it. But what I've got to say is the Man City fans this season, the away fans have been brilliant. I mean, they're always good, but they've done this thing, City, where they've done a ballot from 18 to 25-year-olds.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And they're letting so many of them get some tickets, because the ticket point system, obviously the loyal Blues who've been there year in, year out have got maximum points. Yeah. So it's very tough for the new Blues to build them points up. So they've done this system, which it didn't appeal to everyone. A lot of the older Blues, like myself, the lads I go with, were moaning a little bit. But I'll tell you what, I've got to hold my hands up to City. I think it's improved the away end no end. You're getting 500, 600 young lads there. They're all having a few beers. You know what I mean? They're buzzing, and they're keeping the momentum going in the away end. And you're probably going to get some of the old school City fans who'll say, "Oh, you know, whatever. They shouldn't get tickets and that." But listen, it's a new generation coming through, and if they were coming through, sitting there and singing nothing and bringing absolutely nought to the away end, I'd be the first one to moan. But big up the Man City fans, the new ones, 18 to 25, because they're bringing it, man, every game, and it's keeping us old ones feeling a bit younger.
Yeah, well, actually, it's kind of sod's law, that thing, because Steve, basically, we're 27, and we started the channel 2 years ago. Basically, we started the channel when COVID was on, you know what I mean, just to link up with fans still, because we missed the games, and we used to go a lot of away games, mate, over Europe as well, but obviously we didn't have the points, you know what I mean? So you end up begging your mate, you end up begging your mate's dad who's been going since, you know, X amount of years, and you say, "Oh, please, mate, please get me a ticket." And then it sort of like made the loyalty point system a little bit weird, you know what I mean? And then, of course, as soon as we basically don't go anymore because we do the channel now, they bring in this point system, which, by the way, I was all for, mate, you know what I mean? I thought it was, you know, the away end, the away support, it was the same guys, you know what I mean? Because everyone had the same points. It just needed a little way, not to totally discredit it, you know what I mean? I think it's only like 5% of tickets or 10% of tickets, you know what I mean? You can't start saying to all the guys who've been going 20 years, "Oh, now, you know what I mean, we're cutting down on it massively." But I think 5%, I think it's probably like a couple of hundred tickets, you know, maximum. And I think that you're getting, close. I mean, I'm on Twitter, mate, you know what I mean? Every Saturday, I'm sat here going, I'm jealous of these guys going down on the sesh, you know what I mean? They're absolutely loving it. And that's one of the reasons, you know, as long, I know we're doing this channel and that, we don't really go anymore. Me and Jordan have already said, we're still going to go to a few away games every year because it's mega, you know what I mean? The away days are such a buzz.
Well, I'm fortunate, obviously. I've got quite a lot of points, so I get a ticket for every single game. So I go to every single game. If I can't make it, I usually give my tickets away on Instagram to some fans, or I try and find someone that's less fortunate and never been, and try and give them away. But I went to Lisbon. You know what I mean? I'm go week in, week out, and I noticed it. I just think over the years, the City atmosphere can get a little bit flat, but these young lads coming in now, taking it up, and I've enjoyed it this season. One of the best seasons I've had, and I went out to Lisbon, and obviously because of the Lad Bible thing, everyone sort of recognised me for that, and everyone was brilliant, you know what I mean? And they were bigging it up. And Man City's not ever been a club that's been notorious with fan cams and that. I don't think we do that fan cam stuff. I don't think we want that outside the ground with cameras in your face. But I think online now we've got a good platform like City Extra, yourself. You know, there's a few others that are trying to bring it, and it's good, man. At the minute, the club's doing all right.
Yeah. No, I you know, it is good, mate. You know what I mean? And it's just about linking all the fans over from everywhere. You know what I mean? You know, funny enough, we didn't know this, did we, Steve? But we actually live like 15 minutes away from each other. Like it's kind of wild. But obviously, you've got like and especially the better we become, the more the fan base is going to become global. You know what I mean? And it's a way of sort of linking up the global fan base to the fan base that are going week in, week out. And in games in our Discord server for our Extra Club members, like literally we've got Extra Club members, mate, like linking up with each other at away days, you know what I mean? Because City Extra brought them together, and you know, I'm sure Esteem Company has the same thing, or JSGC, or any other guys, you know what I mean? It's just about linking up and tying it in, mate. It's all about that holistic approach. What a word that is. I still don't know what it means. I still have no idea what a holistic approach means, you know what I mean? But
roll with it, innit? Just roll. I don't have a clue what half the things the club say, but I'm just rolling with it. You know, you can tell me anything and believe in it. I don't care.
Yeah, no. Something that has been pissing some City fans off, Steve, is the coverage we get in the media. Yeah. You know what I mean? City fans feel, well, some City fans, not everyone, you know what I mean, feels that we're getting a raw deal, you know what I mean, on pretty much everything. You know, I'm sort of in the middle, you know what I mean? To be honest, I don't really read a lot of like news and that, you know what I mean, or a lot of news articles, you know what I mean? I don't have the time for it, and I'm not really that bothered about it, you know what I mean? But like, I don't know what you're like. Do you feel that City are misrepresented in basically in an unfair way? You know what I mean? I don't mind, and all City fans shouldn't mind a negative article about your club if it's fair, you know what I mean? But what are you saying? Do you think we're unfairly represented in the media?
Well, the thing is, right? We probably are, and that comes with success. Because you're doing well, these journalists, some of them are like parasites. They're trying to find something to knock you down. They've always been like that. Look at the way they treat footballers, great footballers like Paul Gascoigne, David Beckham. They absolutely ripped them apart. And that's the country we live in. That's the country's media that we live in. My advice to Man City fans is don't read the media. Just just focus on your own communities. Read the Man City stuff written by Man City people, and just stick with our own, innit? Just read don't get annoyed by it. That's why I come off Twitter, because there's that much nonsense on that Twitter. I don't need it. So I just stick to the positive stuff. At this time, our football club is positive. The last thing we want is negativity around it. If we read negativity and read too much into it, it breeds negativity. Just be patient, just be positive, just read your own stuff. And it is what it is. A lot of these journalists, it's just jealous at the end of the day. They've tried to take us through courts, financial fair play. They've gone down all the roads you can possibly go down to try and ridicule this club. And at the end of the day, they've not succeeded, and we've made them look like idiots in court. So we've had the last laugh. So ignore the media is my advice, and just concentrate on the football.
Yeah. No, spot on. Guys, please drop us a thumbs up on the stream if you've not done so already. We've got 575 people in the stream, 400 likes. That's pretty sick. Let's see if we can get to 500 likes, guys, before the end of the stream. Again, massive shout out to OneFootball for sponsoring us, guys. They really do help support the channel. So if you've not already downloaded their app, link is in the description. Pin comment as well. Completely free app. Download it. Select City as your favourite team. You get all the City news straight to your phone, talking team lineups before the game, in-game stats, in-game commentary in case you can't make the game, or you're at work or something, you want to just get your phone out rapid, you know what I mean? Or check this, I got a flip phone, right? Boom, check the in-game commentary back away, boss didn't see you, all because of OneFootball. Link in the description. Also, me and Jordan, after this, are going to do a tier 3 live stream of the Liverpool game and the Bayern Munich game. So if you want to come and join us for that, nice chill stream, tier 3's link in the description. Again, yeah, Steve, it's a madness, mate. I'm literally buzzing about this season, you know. Champions League, we've not spoken about that. You was in Lisbon. Was it Lisbon or Porto? I can't remember now. I've erased it from my brain.
I was in Lisbon, obviously.
Porto. Sorry, I'm talking Champions League last year, final.
Oh, yeah, Porto, yeah.
Give us a lowdown on that, Rapid. You know what I mean? What was that like? You know, are City fans there a bit nervous and that? And do you think that the experience that the fans and the players went through last season, do you think that'll help us this year if we get to the final?
Yeah, 100%. Let me tell you, there was that many Man City fans in Porto. It was unbelievable. There was hardly any Chelsea there till the day of the game. They all flew in on like one day, but the City fans were partying all down the port. All the ex-players were mooching about. Zabaleta, Company, Dickov. You know what I mean? They were all mooching about. The atmosphere was great. The Man City fans was party time. We'd never been to a Champions League final before. We didn't know what to expect. We were lapping it up. Nervous on the morning, really convinced in my brain that we were going to win the Champions League. I'd sort of just thought, you know what, this is our time. Got in the ground, mad as anything, because I got in the ground and Liam Gallagher was sat behind me, the seat behind me. So I've got him, he's kissing my head, jumping all over me. He's loving it, top geezer. I'm thinking, you know what, Champions League final, Porto, Liam Gallagher, it's written in the stars. I'm having it. And then it's typical City kicked in, we lose. But the City fans weren't up for it that game. It was poor. We were poor. Whether it was the limited crowd or what, I don't know what it was, or whether never been there before. But listen, it took us by surprise. I don't think some of our players were ready. And you know what? I walked out that ground and I walked over a bridge going over the motorway and overlooking their stadium, the Dragon Stadium. And it was playing We Are the Champions and all the fireworks was going off. And that picture is stuck in my head. And I need to get my revenge on that picture. So we've got unfinished business there. And I think City fans over the few years couldn't give a toss about the Champions League. They used to boo the anthem and say, oh, we don't want it. But look, after experiencing it, after tasting it and being so close, we need it now. We need it to get that monkey off our back. We need it.
Yeah. And like you said that you don't think some of the players were ready. I would agree with that, you know. I think that as good as we are, I do think that the Champions League, you need something else. And I don't know what that something else is. You know what I mean? I ain't a footballer. I don't know. But I do think...
You need a little bit of luck as well. I think you need a little bit of luck.
You do. But I mean, Chelsea's a club. They've been there. You know what I mean? They've... As the players are training, right, that week ahead, and the players are getting gassed, they probably had like Drogba's and that, and Lampard's coming into training saying, guys, you know what I mean, just relax, play your game, you know what I do, Bliss. You know, we didn't have that, you know what I mean? We've not got that Champions League under our belt, you know what I mean? So I do think our players went there in a little bit cold. Obviously, Pep done a madness, he did what he did. He'll obviously learn from that. But I do think that whilst it was mega pain, I think in the long run, you know what I mean, I think we should take the positives from that game. And there are positives. People are like, there are no positives. There are positives, guys. You know what I mean? It's our first ever Champions League final. We only got beat 1-0, and it was a ball straight down the middle. You know what I mean? And I know they had other chances and that. But I just think we'll go on from here, Steve. And I make a prediction right now. I think we'll win the Champions League in the next 2 years. Whether it's this year or next year, I'm calling that. I think they'll win the Champions League in the next 2 years, mate. I really do.
Yeah, it's definitely coming. It's definitely coming. Said that to the Chelsea. Got back to the hotel. Chelsea fans came in, celebrated, shook all their hands. Well done, boys. Because Chelsea fans, they wasn't confident at all. Every Chelsea fan we seen was saying, "We've already got a Champions League in the bag. I think you'll do us this time." They were like that, and that didn't make it any easier for us. Because I'm thinking, fucking hell, they're not even confident here. The pressure was getting to us a little bit, and do you know what? We fluffed our lines, and like you said, we've got to win it, and I wouldn't disagree with that. I think in the next 2 years, do you know what I mean? There's a very strong chance we might get over the line with that. Would you take? Someone said to me, "Would you take losing the league this season, but winning the Champions League?"
Oh man.
You know?
Yeah, the thing is, Steve, and this is what I always say. Yeah, I don't watch 38 games of football not to win the competition.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? Every year I would say no, win the league. But just to get the whole nation and the world off our case, win that Champions League, it's done then. What can they say? Can't say nothing, it's done. Oh, you wear your Champions League, it's there, mate, in the trophy cabinet. Come and have a picture with it. That's what we need to say, innit?
You know what? It's funny you say that. When I was on the Don Robbins show the other week, they was asking me the same question, so league or champs. And I say, you know, I'm a league guy every time for the same reason I just told you. Don't play 38 games to not win a trophy. And they were like, oh, yeah, but you must want to win it. You must want to win it. I said, you know what? I do want to win it. And one of the main reasons I want to win it is to get everyone off my back. Because every time I go to the pub, every time I come on one of the radio stations, every time I speak to you guys, I'm getting it in the ear every single time. Right now we're in a Champions League. Oh, forget Centurions, forget quadruples, forget all 93-20 and all that. Oh, you not won some trophy, you know what I mean? It's like... Yeah, but I don't know, man. I still, even though I get all the pain in my ear rolls, I still can't say no league over champs, man. It's just...
I think it splits. It does split the fan base. Like you say, I'm a league man myself. I think these 38-game seasons are so tough and grueling. And at the end of them, that year we won the league at Brighton, I got up that morning. I think I got myself that worked up. I was literally ill. And I got to the ground. We won the league. I came out the ground and all the boys went in the boozer, and I literally just sat outside this pub for about 20 minutes, just literally exhausted, because every single game in that running was hard, man. And then Vincent Kompany pops up and smashes one against Leicester, sends you on to Brighton on the Sunday, and it's like, wow, you're getting beat as well. So Liverpool won the league for about half an hour, and then man, we came back and done it, but. These league runnings are what it's all about, mate. We got to be grateful. We got to be grateful.
Yeah, the league runnings are mint, and the thing is, again, with the Champs League, you know what I mean? Like these group stages. I mean, because we're so mint, and obviously it's a blessing that we're mint, and it's difficult to say this without coming across as like some arrogant guy, but like we're breezing through these group stages, so we're not got the same sort of intensity in the group stages. No one's turning up right against Bruges at home, going, "Oh, this is going to be a mega tough game." You know what I mean? But I tell you what, everyone's shitting themselves about Palace on Monday night. Palace, who are 10th in the league, you didn't have the same. I guarantee you now, no one in this chat was worrying about Bruges more than they're worrying about Palace on Monday, and that's the reason that I've got to back the league every time, mate. And Lisbon, when we got drawn Lisbon, no one was worried about that.
The facts is this: the best team wins the league. The best team doesn't always win the Champions League. That is it. If Tottenham can get to finals, and Tottenham were terrible that season, do you know what I mean? We've seen Chelsea get to a final under Tuchel and beat us, who was arguably the best team, and we won the league. It's weird, but it is what it is. Cup competitions are cup competitions. You get a bit of the luck of the draw. You know what I mean? Back in the day, it was away goals and things like that. In the league, there's no hiding. You've got to play every team twice, rain, sleet or snow, business end of the season, beginning end of the season, middle of the season. All them sections of the season are different. Beginning, some teams don't get going like us. We lose points. Middle of the season, we're on a mad run. And then business end of the season, people are fighting for their lives, going for Europe, trying to win leagues. Premier League is hard, so hard. You even see Gary Neville, Roy Keane, they always big it up. Premier League. But like you say, Champions League, we just got to get it won, man. Sick of everyone talking about it.
I know. Right, let's look at wrapping things up, guys. Remember, guys, me and Jordan are going to be doing our live tier 3 stream of the Liverpool game and the Bayern Munich game, both of them. So if you want to get involved, become a tier 3 member. Link in the description. Another massive shout out to OneFootball, guys. Go download it, the app. It's the link's in the description. Pin comment as well. Completely free to download. And if you download it, you do help support us. So we really appreciate it. Also, guys, we have 15 likes off the target of 500. So please smash that thumbs up button for us if you've not done so already. Let's go. And make sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. Right, we might as well speak about tomorrow night. I know there's not a lot to speak about. We're 5-0 up, you know what I mean? A lot of people wondering, should the game even fucking go ahead? But is this an opportunity to see some of these academy players? We spoke about the academy before, Steve. What do you reckon? 5-0? Surely that's a big enough cushion for Pep to put some players in.
100%. I'd expect to see Fernandinho. I'd expect to see... There's big talk of the centre half and Mbite. I think the big kid. I think he's getting talked about. So he could play because with Diaz injured, you know, we've got to get some confidence under the belt of some of these young kids. McAtee, it's a good chance. I think Delap could start. That'd be nice. Start, and it'd be good to see him play in the Champions League. Listen, Pep's not stupid. He's never going to he's never going to disrespect it. He's always going to want to, you know, see it out. But why not put just a couple in, see how we go. But we've got to keep that rhythm going for Palace. So there's certain players who've just come back from injury. It's like Grealish. I'd play Grealish. I'd play him. He's had 2 great games, fantastic games. I think he's one of these players that thrives on confidence. Throw him in, keep him going. You know what I mean? But yeah, we got enough in the tank for them. They're not coming here, no disrespect, and putting 6 goals past us or whatever. It's just not going to happen. So, tomorrow's a nice, enjoyable one, I think, for us. Yeah,
that's it, enjoyable. You know what's funny you say that about momentum? I always remember, you know, when sometimes you hear someone say something about a football match or a tactic and it's in your brain forever, right? Paul Merson, now I know people, you know, have their own opinions on Paul Merson, but I remember him one time, and this is absolutely 100% true, and I'll never forget it. And he was talking about, I think it was some relegation team. It might have been Villa or someone like that. It was at risk of getting relegated or something, right? And it was on a semi-decent run. You know, a bit like Newcastle are now, you know what I mean? Decent run. Yeah. And then they got a Carabao Cup game or Carling Cup or whatever it was called back in the day. And they completely threw the game. You know what I mean? I'll save my players for the Prem. I'll save my players. And they probably got spanked like 5-0 or something like that, yeah? And then they lost Premier League. And what he's saying is momentum is everything in football. And you know it's true because when we go on them momentum streaks and we're winning 15 games on the bounce, we look unstoppable. You literally don't know where the next draw or loss is coming from. And that's a big thing, guys, because Palace on Monday night, I can't speak, that game is huge. It's absolutely massive. And you don't want to sort of drop points, lose tomorrow or draw and it affect the momentum and the confidence of the players, even though the game is a nothing game.
Yeah, if you tweak 1 or 2, you've still got the core squad playing. Keep it going. But when you start making wholesale changes, it's right. It breeds winning and mentality in it. And at the end of the day, I always say about the rhythm on the Big Six show, make sure we keep the rhythm going. And I think we will do, like you say, We've bounced back from the Spurs game where everyone thought it was doom and gloom. We've had a couple of great results. And if we can get the win tomorrow and then we go ready into Monday night, it's full steam ahead. Title challenge, here we go.
Yeah, I know. And then we go Burnley, mate. You know what I mean? That's both away as well, aren't they? I'm pretty sure they're both away.
Yeah.
I mean, they're big. And as I said at the start of the stream, Steve, these next 3 games make or break for me. I genuinely believe it. I think if we win our next 3 games, guys, I think it's party season. I mean, if we start dropping points, unless we draw against Liverpool, you know what I mean? Two wins and a draw, I take that. That's chill.
Yeah.
But if we win our next 3 games, guys, I think it's done. I do.
It's going to come. If we can get to the Liverpool game, it's a battle of the 2 managers. It's Jurgen Klopp, Pep Guardiola, head to head. They absolutely desperate to win. We're absolutely desperate to win. May the best team win. It's down to the players and the manager who have the balls on the night to see the job through. And we did it last time. Leroy, when he got the win off, the atmosphere was fantastic. We all did our job in the stands, South Stand and everything. That atmosphere for that Liverpool game was brilliant. Leroy popped up, got us the win. You know what I mean? Took us all the way home, and that's what we need to do. It's an exciting time of the season. This is what we always wanted. We wanted to be involved in these title races. We are. They're not going to be easy. You know what I mean? Tough times ahead, but we move.
Yeah, look, Madness State, it's been good having you on. Thanks a lot for coming on, man. I've enjoyed it.
Problem. Thanks for having me.
Chat, I hope you enjoyed it as well. I thought it was a good conversation, you know what I mean? It's a good week to have Steve on as well, obviously, with Liverpool, with United, beating them on Sunday. And then, you know, yeah, it's a bit of a nothing game tomorrow, but then Palace on Monday night is going to be that's going to be a killer, that, you know what I mean? It'll be 90 minutes of pain, you know what I mean? And just got to hope that the boys can get a result from somewhere. As I said multiple times, guys, me and Jordan are about to go now and do our Tier 3 live watch-along of the Bayern Munich game and the Liverpool game. So if you want to get involved, you haven't seen enough of me tonight, become a Tier 3 member. The link is in the description. Sometimes there's a join button. Should be under Steve, actually. Massive shout-out to OneFootball again for sponsoring the stream, guys. Completely free app to download. Go check them out. It really does help support the channel more than you know. Yeah, Steve, man. Are you going Palace?
Yeah, I've got 2 tickets. To be honest, I'm in a bit of a tight situation. Man City asked me, they wanted me to drive to Palace and they wanted to send a camera crew in my car with me to go to Palace. But I don't know if you've ever been to Palace. It's a nightmare to get to in the car.
It is.
You know what I mean? So I'm
well,
talking to City at the minute about maybe trying to do another game in the car, because Monday night, Palace, leaving the game, driving home, before 4 o'clock time to get home, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to sort that out. I've not decided 100%. But listen, thanks for having me on, guys. I've enjoyed it. The chat's been great, respectful. Anyone can follow my channel at Big Steve MCFC as well. Same on Instagram. And yeah, appreciate Lewis for having me on. It's good to talk City midweek. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, right. Good one, guys. Please like the stream if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And we'll see you in the next one. See you in a bit, guys.